Hey everybody, how are you? Hello. So here it is. Welcome to Late Night with Lisa. So, I love listening to music and doing all of these different things when I do Late Night with Lisa. But tonight, I'm feeling, what should I say? A little vulnerable. So, we're going to be talking tonight. We're going to get into it. Make sure, if you're new to Late Night with Lisa, that you make sure you subscribe. Always subscribe. Make sure you invite your friends. Share the broadcast. Lisa S.CANTY TV. But also, make sure you put your comments down below. I want to hear from you. I want to interact with you. I want to hear what your opinions, your thoughts, and your vision is. And then make sure you turn your notification on. Because if you don't turn your notification on, I'm like, oh my goodness. How am I going to stay connected? You got to stay connected. So I always come on. I love this, J. Cole. So I always come on because what it is, with Late Night with Lisa is basically 6 degrees of separation. We're going to talk about relationships, friendships, spouseships, boyfriend girlfriend ships, family ships, all kinds of ships that sail through life. We are going to be talking about those things because what happens is we are all connected, divinely connected, and we have so much in common that it doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even make sense how we are not talking, discussing, and talking about the very things that we have in common. And talking about certain situations that may arise or come up in our life, and we just don't feel like or comfortable enough to talk about it. So make sure you're engaging with me. Make sure you bring your best opinions, thoughts, and be respectful. Always be respectful because that's what we do on Late Night with Lisa. We're just a connection or a conduit to be able to connect with one another and figure out like, okay, I had the same situation as this person. This person had the same situation as me. What did we do different? How did we handle it? How did we resolve it? And then we come together like minds always connect. So we're going to bring all of that back together and we're going to put it in this big old pot and we're going to try to figure out a solution to it. And so tonight's hot topic on Late Night with Lisa is, why are people afraid to be vulnerable? Why? Why are they afraid to, I guess, release some of their thoughts and release some things that they feel to not necessarily the general public, but the general public. Because sometimes they may release and open up to their family members and things like that, but sometimes that's not the same. It's not really the same, but at the same time, it can start right there. So you can start right there with a family member, being vulnerable, letting them in the inside of what's happening, what's going on with you. And I don't mean like telling them the tea, okay? We're not talking about the tea. We're not talking about spreading your business. What we're talking about is being vulnerable, sharing some intimate things about your thoughts and your life and what's going on and the hardships or even some of the good things that go on without feeling as though you're going to have judgment passed upon you or without feeling as though you're exposing the innermost deeper parts of yourself and having someone come back and judge you on your feelings or your thoughts or your opinions. I mean, your opinion matters. That's what I always tell people. I was like, your opinion matters, especially on Late Night with Lisa, because I want to hear what you say. I want to hear what you think. I want to hear how you would even react or resolve in a situation, like, so per se. So let's say, for instance, I have a friend, and I always talk in the general form, but of course, I'm actually giving you real people's stories and sharing these stories with you without name dropping, because I don't want to put people on blast. I don't want to put them on Front Street because they shared these things with me. But believe and trust when I say I have spoken to them about it. They're okay with it. They are Absolutely okay with hearing some of you guys' opinions, some of your thoughts, some of your views on how they probably could have handled the situation, or even some advice on what to even do next. So, I have a friend of mine who literally is afraid of finding love again, if I may say. I mean, this person has been hurt so many times. I mean, just so many times that they keep getting in relationships and they never tell their partner that they're afraid to fall in love, or they're afraid to let love in. And, you guys can chime in on this. Is it of benefit or avoid if they don't do that? And that other person in a relationship has the expectation that you feel the same about them. You feel the same kind of way. But because this person has put up such a guard and a shield, that they just don't want to communicate. They don't want to commit. They want to be in a relationship. They want to be loved. But so much has happened. They brought so much baggage into the situation that they're just afraid to let their guards down. What say you to them being open to being vulnerable? Because that's basically, I remember, I think Jada Pinkett Smith just recently did a video and an interview, and she was just talking about, like, if you plan to love somebody, then you need to be ready for life's devastation. You need to be ready for pain and hurt and those kind of things. Because people say love don't hurt, and she was like, that's a lie. That's absolutely not true. And since it's not true, what does she mean by it's not true? I need a shot because I can tell I'm getting a little bit tired. Been up all day. But, she says, how and why should you be prepared for devastation and love? And nobody, normally they looking like, love, devastation. Like, those two things don't even go together. But in actuality, it does if you have committed to being vulnerable. Because you're going to have to be vulnerable to even love in that magnitude or in that way. I can't even get in this bottle. Um, you have to be vulnerable. And so this person is not so vulnerable in this relationship, and it's starting to affect the relationship. It's starting to affect the relationship in a way where, when they get into it, or they have debates, okay, or they agree to disagree. When that happens, guess what? They're looking like, this person don't even have a heart. It's not that they don't have a heart. It's not that they don't care. It is because they are afraid to be vulnerable. What say you? Give me some comments. Give me some feedback. Give me some thoughts. I see we have a couple of viewers on. What do you think about that? What are some other instances where you feel as though a person is not being vulnerable, or they're afraid? Because even in business, I know it's some people who literally are afraid to be successful. I know that sounds weird, right? It sounds like, wow, who wouldn't want to be successful? Well, guess what? Here's the reality. There are some people who are not afraid, so much afraid to experience the success. They want it, but they are afraid to let the innermost part of themselves go and just kind of like put themselves out on a limb. Because let me tell you, as an entrepreneur, as a serial entrepreneur, I cannot even tell you, you have to be a risk taker. Like, you don't know if you're going to win. You don't know if you're going to be successful. Yeah, you don't even know who your next customer going to be sometimes, especially if you're an entrepreneur. So being vulnerable and going out there, like, I know my team, Gang, we always would say, do it scared. Like, do it scared. It makes people fearful to go and make huge investments in their business, not knowing if they're going to recover those investments. Or someone just diving into a relationship and they know they have the potential of falling in love with this person, but they stand back and they guard themselves somewhat, and they don't even give that person a fair opportunity or a fair chance to even know, like, I don't feel or reciprocate the same feelings for you. And they can go on for years without even saying it because they are in the motion of being in love, but they haven't really truly let their guards down, because at the end of the day, they feel as though if they have to release the relationship, or if they are not successful in the business, they could just do without it. You know why they feel like that? Because they're afraid. They're afraid of vulnerability. Vulnerability exposes your heart. It exposes your thoughts, your emotions, what you feel. People don't want to feel bad. No one wants to be hurt or feel pain. No one. But at the end of the day, like what Jada said, if you really plan on truly loving something, whether it be a person, a relationship, in business, whatever it is, prepare yourself for devastation. Because when you don't prepare yourself for devastation, you have not truly put yourself in a place or a space to be vulnerable. And I get it. I'm a person that put my guard up a lot. Ask my husband. Don't tell him I told you. I love my husband. But let me tell you something. I do find it so hard to be vulnerable. Like, I'm always putting on this tough girl exterior. I'm kind of being a little nut. I'm always putting on this tough girl exterior because I really love him. But I'm afraid that if I let him know how much I love him, they might hurt me. Right? 18 years. Why? Why am I afraid to be vulnerable with my husband? I don't like for him to see me cry. I don't like for him to see me emotional about things. We are a strange and peculiar people. Not just me, but I run into so many people who are just like me, who are afraid to be vulnerable. And it could be in so many different things. It could be, like you said, like I said, in relationships, um, in business, in your own relationship that you had. You can literally put yourself at a disadvantage because you have not truly opened up to all life has to offer, unless you can be honest with yourself. The first thing I think is to be honest. That's going to be a key, to be honest with yourself and say, have I been the most vulnerable in this business? Like, put myself out there. You get what I'm saying? To make like this huge investment. Like, what if I don't get my investment back? Like, what if I lose? What if I don't win? Like, you get to having all this self doubt that goes on. That comes with the trying to hold on to the exterior or putting that wall up. It comes with that. Like, don't think it's just easy to not be vulnerable. I think sometimes people are afraid of their transparency. I know I was talking to one of my partners earlier today. I put that as the question of the day. You know, why are people so afraid to be vulnerable? And I thought about it. I was like, sometimes I don't share everything on social media because I don't feel like everyone has my best interest at heart. I feel like some people, they say one thing, but their actions show me that they really don't mean me any good. And if I show my struggles or my hardships or the things that is a challenge to me, that I'm going to be judged in such a negative way. And the crazy thing is, I normally could care less about what people think of me as far as their personal opinions. But in essence, I'm assuming I really do, because I don't want to put it out there, the challenges and the struggles and things like that I had, because it's almost as if, you know how somebody kick you when you're down. I'm almost thinking, okay, they're gonna kick me when I'm down. They're gonna kick me. They're gonna actually, you know, pray for my downfall or whatever it is, and not be the one, to lift me up. When all is true, some people may feel like that, but I have so many insta love bugs today help me hit 10K on my Instagram page today, which is at join Lisa S.CANTY. That was a huge accomplishment for me. I was super excited about that. But I'm just like knowing so many people show me love. Why am I afraid to be vulnerable? So I'm thinking about doing something this season, and you guys can help me. You can let me know. I'm thinking about doing some things to kind of like put myself out there. I'm scared. I have to admit, I'm afraid. But just to put myself out there and be vulnerable to the people that love me, that follow me, that watch me, that look at my journey and they look up to me as an encourager. Because believe it or not, I go through too. And I almost, it's not that I hide it because I'm very transparent on my social media page, but I do limit how vulnerable I am. I limit the vulnerability of, somebody catching me off my game or off my square. And why not let them catch me off my square? Why not let them see me fall and get back up? Why not let them see me in a place where I'm afraid, but in that fear, I can find so much freedom in my vulnerability. I can find what it is that I need. And I want to help my friend. I want to help her be like, love this man. This man love you. Love this man and be vulnerable and open up your heart to him so that he could be able to get to those places deep inside and show you how you could be loved the right way. And then if it's business, why not take a risk? Jump out there. Do it and do it scared. Don't be afraid to fail. Fail forward if you have to. But don't give up on yourself. Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. Fail forward. But just do it. And even do it scared because every business, there's a risk. Now for myself. I know. I know what you're thinking. She's talking to herself, but I'm talking to you. Open up to him. Lisa, tell him what you really feel. Tell him about your pains and your hurts and how you don't want to be hurt. Be able to trust him with your heart in its entirety. Be all in and be vulnerable. Because at the end of the day, I listened to Jada and I really heard what she said when she said, with love comes devastation. Because I know there's going to be a time, whether it be me or my husband, who go and meets our God unto glory first. One of us is going to hurt really bad about it. And if we don't prove ourselves vulnerable to our spouse right now, which is me talking to myself, talking to you, if we don't prove to show our spouse that I love you with everything in me and it's okay if I love you this hard. It's okay if I love you beyond my own thoughts and capability. It's okay if I let my guard down and just let you in because we are all in this life for a short period of time and we want to maximize what it is we think, feel, say, and what we do and how we're living our best life. And we want to do that with partners who love us endearingly and unconditionally. So that's my broadcast tonight. I am now almost at my time, but Late Night with Lisa will come back to you again. Make sure you comment. Please, I need you to comment because I want to hear your views and thoughts on this. And then make sure you share it so people can subscribe and also click your notifications so you'll know when I'm back on and I'm back live again. So, thank you for chiming in. Late Night with Lisa. I'll check you guys again on my next broadcast.